The Western Pennsylvania Operating Engineers Joint Apprenticeship and Training Program is a nonprofit educational training program organized, funded, and managed by the 7,000 members of the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local Number 66, and its approximately 560 employers. The program provides qualified heavy equipment operators and mechanic technicians to employers in the construction industry by providing 4-year apprenticeship courses that include hands-on training conducted on a 138-acre training site in New Alexandria, PA. With over 1,100 journeymen taking advanced certification courses per year, plus the recent addition of the new Mechanic Apprentice program, the program's previous facilities had been stretched beyond its original design capabilities. This created the need to construct a new 33,000 square foot training facility that will provide the required space and allow for the addition of many new training and certification courses. The design for the new building included 3 large divisible multimedia classrooms, plus 2 standard-sized training rooms, a mudroom, lunchroom, and administrative offices. The building also includes a 200 by 80-foot maintenance mechanic training wing that houses 4 full-length drive-through equipment repair training bays, 1 half bay with a vehicle lift, 10-ton overhead crane, 8 welding booths, plus a heavy equipment welding station, a component rebuild room, and machining area, making the facility a one-stop shop. The new building is also LEED certified, due to the incorporation of many green features into its design. The green features are not only present within the building, but also extend outside the building, where the stormwater management plan calls for porous asphalt, several rain gardens, and rainwater harvesting. The funding for the building was provided by 2 grants, a special contribution from International Union of Operating Engineers Local 66, a low-interest term loan, and the program's own reserves. Mascaro Construction Company was chosen as the construction manager. The project was divided into 9 competitively bid prime contracts, and all of the construction was performed by union contractors using union trade workers. Groundbreaking was held on September 12, 2012. Many elected officials, current and retired program trustees, and staff attended the ceremony. Due to a variety of unique conditions on the building site, many processes were needed to stabilize the building area. The presence of expansive soil required an 8-foot undercut be performed under the building location. Deep dynamic compaction was needed to provide the necessary ground preparation in a small area that had previously been strip mined. This process was performed by Densification Incorporated using a 10-ton weight dropped from a height of 50 feet in a grid pattern. The resulting holes were then filled and the process repeated in a slightly offset grid pattern until the correct compaction was achieved. Due to the presence of underground coal mines beneath the building site, mine stabilization was then performed by Howard concrete pumping. 110 6-inch holes, 36 to 46 feet deep, in a 20 by 20 foot grid pattern were drilled in preparation of the grouting. 1,500 yards of a concrete grout mixture was then pumped into the holes, forming a stable base for the building. After a sufficient base was obtained, an engineered fill was then installed up to finish grade using inert soil from another area of the training site. GPS and automatic machine control was used to obtain the correct finish grade and as a training scenario for the apprentices involved. After the apprentices completed the required trenching, Mascaro was able to pour 184 yards of concrete for the spread footers and piers that comprised the foundation of the building. Previously, the water supply for the training site buildings had been provided by a deep well. Now, with a larger anticipated water demand needed for fire protection sprinklers and a fire hydrant, over 1 mile of water line was installed by the program. Centerline boring performed a 150-foot road bore under Route 22 to reach the existing public water supply. After the road bore, K&K Plumbing assisted with the installation of 3,000 feet of an 8-inch public main line. From that main line, 3,000 feet of private 6-inch fire protection line and 2-inch domestic service line was installed to service the new facility. Maxim Crane, along with Mascaro, Abbott Irwin, Mohawk, and Viking Erectors, installed the 137 tons of structural steel, roofing, and siding for the pre-engineered metal building. Marsa Incorporated then installed a 4-foot perimeter of ground-face block below the metal siding of the maintenance wing of the building. Inside the building, the staff and apprentices fine-graded the base for the interior floors. Ironworkers from Tri-City Steel Incorporated installed 47 tons of rebar for the double mat reinforcement in the maintenance wing floor. John Hall Incorporated installed 11,803 feet of tubing for the radiant floor heating system, while cement finishers and laborers from Mascaro Construction installed over 700 yards of concrete in a series of 3 pours for all of the interior floors, including the mezzanine level. Rails were installed in 2 bays to prevent damage to the concrete from tracked machines. A number of trades performed the necessary mechanical and interior work. A 10-ton capacity overhead crane, contracted through Century Steel Erectors, was installed using the program's 30-ton capacity rough terrain crane. The crane, weighing 30,000 pounds, spans the entire 80-foot width of the building and will be used for operator training and certification testing. It will also be used by the mechanic apprentices to lift heavy components as they learn to make repairs on the equipment. A 15,000-pound, 40-foot-long energy recovery unit that is part of the building's HVAC system was installed on the roof of the classroom wing using the program's LS-138 link belt crawler crane. The 5 earth tubes that tie into the building's ventilation systems were installed by the program staff and apprentices. These 24-inch diameter plastic pipes travel underground and daylight in a slope approximately 400 feet from the building. As intake air travels through the tubes, the temperature of the ground heats or cools the air to 50 degrees, reducing much of the load on the building's heating and cooling system. The staff and apprentices performed the fine grading of the stone subbase for the asphalt paving. GPS was again used to keep tight tolerances and provide an excellent training opportunity. A. Folino then installed 4,000 square yards of asphalt. A section of porous asphalt was also incorporated in the parking lot as part of the site's stormwater management plan. The porous asphalt allows rainwater to filter into the ground instead of leaving the site as runoff. In early September, 1 year after the start of construction, the building was completed. The ribbon-cutting ceremony was held on September 18th to celebrate the official opening of the building. Close attention to detail was provided by all of the trades involved in the construction. Many interesting features of the building can be seen, including a floating ceiling in many of the rooms, polished and stained concrete, and divisible classrooms with multimedia presentation capability. Daylighting is provided by the skylights and large windows. In addition, automatic lighting controls and an energy recovery unit incorporated into the HVAC system help to reduce energy costs. In the maintenance wing is the overhead crane, a constant flow ventilation system, vehicle exhaust system, welding booths, and welding fume collection system. With the building now complete, the program is able to expand its training and certification offerings, while it continues to provide qualified heavy equipment operators and mechanic technicians to employers throughout our region.